Few franchises define deliberate, skill-based combat like Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter Wilds pushes that formula into a more seamless and dynamic world than ever before. It is not a reinvention, but it is a confident evolution that refines what makes the series so compelling. Monster Hunter Wilds is an action role-playing game built around tracking, hunting, and crafting from massive creatures in expansive environments. Developed by Capcom, it is available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. This entry is clearly aimed at players who enjoy deep combat systems, methodical progression, and long-term gear optimization, rather than fast-paced arcade action. Gameplay remains centered on preparation and execution. You select one of the series' distinct weapon types, each offering unique mechanics, combos, and risk-reward structures. Combat feels weighty and intentional. Positioning, stamina management, and animation commitment still define success. Wilds introduces more fluid environmental transitions and dynamic weather systems that influence hunts, creating encounters that feel less segmented and more organic. Mounts now play a larger role in traversal, allowing smoother movement across vast areas without constant loading interruptions. Hunting zones feel more connected, and monsters roam with believable behavior patterns. The pacing benefits from this continuity, reducing downtime between major encounters. However, the core loop remains familiar. Track the monster, learn its patterns, exploit weaknesses, craft stronger gear, and repeat. Progression continues to revolve around gear crafting rather than traditional leveling. Armor skills and weapon upgrades encourage build experimentation. The build variety remains one of the franchise's strongest features, rewarding players who invest time into optimization. That said, newcomers may still find the systems overwhelming at first, as tutorials explain mechanics, but mastery requires patience. Visually, Monster Hunter Wilds is impressive. Environmental detail has increased significantly, with dense ecosystems that feel alive. Weather effects such as sandstorms or heavy rain alter both visibility and atmosphere. Monster design remains exceptional, blending realism and fantasy in ways that make each hunt memorable. Performance is stable, maintaining fluid combat even during large-scale encounters. Sound design enhances immersion, creature roars, environmental ambience, and weapon impact audio all reinforce the weight of each action. The orchestral soundtrack builds intensity during hunts while remaining subtle during exploration. Voice acting is functional rather than central, as the focus remains on gameplay rather than narrative complexity. Narratively, Monster Hunter Wilds keeps the story relatively light. The focus is on expedition and survival within unpredictable environments. While there are characters and a structured campaign, the emotional core lies more in the hunts themselves than in dramatic storytelling. The pacing of the narrative supports gameplay progression without overwhelming it. Among its strongest qualities is combat depth. Every weapon type feels purposeful and refined. Environmental integration makes hunts feel more dynamic than in previous entries. The seamless world design reduces friction and improves immersion. Build crafting remains highly rewarding for dedicated players. However, the structure may still feel repetitive for those unfamiliar with the franchise's loop. The learning curve remains steep, especially for newcomers. While the world is more connected, mission variety outside of hunts can feel limited. Innovation is present, but it builds on established systems rather than transforming them. In terms of value, Monster Hunter Wilds offers a substantial amount of content with long-term replayability, driven by gear crafting and multiplayer hunts. For players who enjoy investing dozens of hours into mastery and optimization, the value proposition is strong within the action role-playing genre. Ultimately, Monster Hunter Wilds strengthens the foundation laid by its predecessors. It refines traversal, enhances environmental immersion, and maintains the deep combat systems that define the series. Considering its improved world design, exceptional combat depth, and familiar structural repetition, Monster Hunter Wilds earns an 8.8 out of 10. It stands as a strong entry in the franchise, particularly for returning players seeking refinement rather than reinvention. If you enjoyed this review, like the video, subscribe for more detailed gaming analysis, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the series should evolve further toward accessibility, or preserve its demanding core identity?